Profit with us. Hi, peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings. In this new video, we're going to continue from the previous one. In the last video, we explained the alligator indicator in full detail and built a simple strategy based solely on the alligator indicator. The results were very strong and thank God we made a good profit from it, but I told you that we need a confirmation indicator that will help us increase the accuracy of the signals we get because a lot of people started using the alligator strategy. They really liked it, but they need a confirmation indicator. The confirmation indicator we'll be using today is the RSI. So watch the video until the end to learn all the details. Every detail will benefit you, so make sure to watch the whole video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get notified about previous or new videos. Also, don't forget to join the Telegram channel. I'll leave the link below the video along with the link to the platform, which is Olympic Trade. You'll also find its link below the video. So let's get right into this video. After logging into the platform, set the time frame directly to 15 seconds, just like we did in the previous video. Add the indicators we need. First add the RSI and leave it on the default settings, which is a period of 14. Then add the second indicator, which will be the alligator indicator. You can find it right here in the indicator section. Just look for alligator, add it directly, and change its jaw color to red. This way, the strategy is set up exactly as we explained in the previous video. Let me draw it out for you, just like we discussed before. When there are crossovers like these, there will be a change in the market direction. When the green moving average is above and then moves below, that's a signal for a downward trend. If it's below, the market is going down. If it's above, the market is going up. When they cross, it signals a change in the market direction. At this point, we see a drop. When it crosses from below to above, we see an upward movement and so on. Here, we saw a direct drop, and so far there hasn't been another crossover, so the market continues to drop further as long as the green line is below the red lines, as you can see. As for the RSI, there are two zones, the 70 zone and the 30 zone. The 70 zone is considered the overbought area and the 30 zone is considered the oversold area. So when the price reaches the oversold area, there will likely be an upward movement, and when it reaches the overbought area, there will likely be a downward movement. If we look at it directly on the market, when the line crossed the 70 from below to above and entered this area, we don't enter trades right away. Instead, we enter when it comes back from this area and crosses the 70 line again at this point. As you can see, when we look at it directly, there was a drop in the market right away, and there was also a crossover in the alligator, which was a strong trade opportunity we could have taken. For the 15-second time frame, the trade duration is about 1 minute. So let me show you more and more examples so we can understand how to apply this strategy. Let's look at an example of an upward trend and an example of a downward trend. Here's a very clear example of an upward trend. The green line was below and then moved above, as we can see. The crossover point was right here. This is a signal for an upward movement. We see that the RSI almost reached the oversold area and then started to rise immediately. If we were to enter this market, we'd look directly at the RSI. If the RSI is rising, we enter a buy position because it confirms the signal we have. If the RSI is falling while our signal is for an upward move, we should definitely avoid this point. If the RSI is in the overbought area and we have a signal for an upward move, we should also avoid this signal, so the RSI should either be rising or coming out of the oversold area, which is a strong signal for an upward move. The opposite is also true. For example, here we had a crossover from above to below, which is a signal for a downward move. The RSI was in the overbought area, so that's a signal for a downward move. As we can see, it was dropping at the time of the crossover, which is a signal for a downward move. If we had entered on this candle, we would have caught this drop and won the trade right away. I hope this is clear. We need to avoid being in opposition. We should go with the market. If the market is going down, then the market is going down. This is very important, especially when we're in the overbought or oversold zones, and the same applies with the alligator indicator. For example, here's a signal for a downward move and the market was in the oversold area. As long as the market is in the oversold area, it's unlikely to drop much further because more buyers will enter the market and push it up. So it's better not to enter trades in these areas. That's pretty much everything. Let's try to find some trades to see what results we can get from this strategy. Let's set $100, or let's raise the amount a bit. Let's set $150 and try to find the first trade and enter it directly. As we can see with this currency, we entered a 1-minute sell trade for $150. The reason for entering was the crossover that happened in the alligator for a downward move. As we can see in the RSI, after it was rising, it started to fall again and crossed below the 50 line, heading toward the oversold area. Based on that, we entered a 1-minute $150 sell trade. Let's wait for it to finish and see the result. We made a profit of $133 from this trade. As you can see, this is the net profit from this trade, and the reason for entering is very clear. Let me draw it for you directly. There was a crossover in the alligator lines, which is a signal for a downward move. Why? Because the green line was on top and the red lines were below it, which is a signal for a downward move. Now we see the drop after there was an upward trend. Of course, we weren't in an overbought zone, but we went down from the 50 area, as you can see, because it's heading toward the oversold zone. That means there are definitely sellers who might push the market down. But in this market, as you can see, the movements are very limited. So that's why we didn't see a big drop. So we entered this trade and it profited for us right away. Let's put in $100 and try to find another trade to enter immediately, just as you can see with this currency. Let's enter right away. There was a downward move and everything should be clear here because we have a crossover with the first alligator line after it was below, as you can see, and there is also a very clear downward move. We broke through the 50 line and are heading down. We entered this trade with $100 for a 1-minute trade. Let's wait for it to finish and see the result. We won this trade, as you can see, with a profit of $85. As you can see, it was a very strong entry, and as we can see, the reason for our entry was this crossover that happened. Sure, there was a slight upward move, then we went back down. The RSI also had a slight upward move, crossed the 50 line, and then went back down. The reason for our entry, the green line was on top, then went below, as you can see, and the RSI line also dropped below the 50 line, and then we went back down, heading toward the oversold area. The presence of sellers in this market is making the market drop more and more, and that's how we made $85 profit from this trade. This is the strategy, simply put. We don't need to enter more and more trades to understand it. This strategy is very clear. Use the alligator, use the RSI, and try to find trades. So that's today's video. I hope you liked it and benefited from it. If you did, write me in the comments below so I know how this strategy is developing for you. Don't forget to join the Telegram channel. I'll put its link below the video. The Olymp trade platform link will also be below the video, and the bonus code will be in the comments.